So in the last session, I have given you a challenge or assignment that say you are supposed to draw an VT graph for an object thrown up vertically until it comes back to your hand. That is what is the challenge. For that, you are supposed to write the VT graph. Most probably you have written it. If you have written it, just check with the what I am going to write now. If you have not written it, learn it now. Just observe. I write down the VT graph. Say, once we throw it up, initially its velocity is more as soon as it leaves our hand. And as it goes up and up, the speed velocity goes on decreasing. At the topmost point, velocity becomes 0 and then starts turning back towards your hand. Its velocity again increases. But the direction of velocity is different. In the first case, it is vertically up plus y direction if you can think of. In the second case, while it starts coming down, it is negative y direction, downward. Therefore, the graph will look like this. Say, this is the velocity time graph. Say, velocity, starting velocity v we think of. And it is a line like this. Why line like this? Because it's a movement of the object under the gravity. We said acceleration due to gravity is an uniform acceleration. Therefore, in the uniform accelerated body or for the uniform accelerated body, VT graph is a straight line. We are getting a straight line. That with negative slope. Why negative slope? Acceleration is opposite to the velocity direction because velocity is upward when we throw it up, but the acceleration due to gravity acts downward. That's why it is having negative slope. So it is, think of, it's coming down like this. Next. So once it reaches the top, what will be the shape of the curve at this point? At topmost point, it should become 0. The velocity becomes 0. Therefore, this point is the topmost point where the velocity becomes 0. Next, once it stops there and starts coming back, its velocity again increases while it comes back to our hand. But the major thing is, its velocity is now in the y direction, negative y direction or downward direction. So, as velocity is a vector, while it is coming down on the negative y direction, we take it as negative, therefore it continues to be like this. Observe, it goes on increasing till it comes to our hand. There we stop it. Let's not worry about that part. This is the graph what you are supposed to get for the situation what I said in the last session. If you have written it, it is very nice. If you have actually gone through some textbook and then written it, it is also nice, but somewhat lower level nice. And if you have not learnt it or if you have not tried it, it is very bad. Just think over it, because these two types of graphs we have written, you are supposed to combine. Once it is going up, it is retarded motion. Once it is coming down, it is uniformly accelerated motion. You are supposed to combine the both graphs what we have drawn in the previous class. So with that, now we start with today's idea. Say I take a VT graph for uniformly accelerated body, I write it. This is the graph what I write. Uniformly accelerated body. You know from the previous class. What is the slope of it? I will give you 1 minute time. Can you think of it? I write down the triangle. We call it as ABC. And you know how to get the slope now. This one corresponds to V2 and this one corresponds to V1. This one corresponds to T1. This one corresponds to T2. We have written the coordinates and all those things. Then what is the slope of this curve? Slope, what is the slope of this straight line? It is change on y-axis. That is AB by change on x-axis. BC or CB, you can write it in any manner. What is AB? Observe, this is say V2 and this one is V1. What is AB? V2 minus V1. Therefore, it is V2 minus V1 divided by CB, T2 minus T1. Therefore, say observe, I can write numerator as change in velocity delta V, denominator as change in time delta T. So what is this quantity? Can you recognize at this moment? What is this? Just try. I hope if you have learnt what we said till now, you can easily recognize this quantity on the right hand side. It is change in velocity by time taken, or we simply say rate of change of velocity, what we call as acceleration. Say we write from definition of acceleration, delta V by delta T is A, acceleration A. So therefore, we can conclude that slope of VT graph gives acceleration. Slope of VT graph gives acceleration. That's why most all you can now appreciate why we have written VT graph for object moving up while we have thrown it up in the previous discussion. It is like this. Because as we said in the previous classes, when it is like this, slope is negative. Acceleration due to gravity is taken as negative, minus, downward direction. After that also it continued like this. Again it is negative. So that is indicated here in this graph. That without knowing this idea, we use that idea there. Okay. Now, with these basic backgrounds, and you may get this as a 3 marks question in your board exam, that is to show the slope of VT graph gives you acceleration. 3 marks question, just practice it. And remember, again, say, to practice derivations, you need not write, looking at it, and that's not the idea. So what to do? How to practice it? Say, very important idea is to separate or to make or to divide whole lot of derivation into 2 or 3 steps. Just name the each step and try to get the complete picture in your mind, then derivation will be over. This is the first derivation what we did. Say one we did long back in the portion time graph. So now also, how to do this? First thing is figure, that is uniform acceleration VT graph. You are supposed to write. Then take this slope. Say you imagine like this. Remember like this. Figure, slope, and definition of acceleration. More step. Figure, slope, figure, uniform acceleration and slope. Acceleration definition. 4 steps. You can finally come up to this idea. Okay. So now we learn the second application. So we draw a special type of VT graph. You are supposed to identify for which it is. Later on we go for the application there. Say I write a line like this as the curve for VT graph. So which type of VT graph it is? Can you recognize? We already written it. Say this is VT graph for uniform velocity case. Now we do one thing. I just write down the 2 marks here. Say 1 mark here, 1 mark here. I call it as T1, T2, and this V remains same throughout. Now we calculate area of this rectangle. We calculate area of this rectangle. If you want, you can call ABCD. Area of this rectangle we want to calculate. What we get, we'll see. Area of ABCD, the rectangle. What we get? Can you think of? Length into breadth. If we take this as length, that is T2 minus T1. This as breadth, this is V, from 0 to V. So what is the product there? Length into breadth, V into T2 minus T1. But T2 minus T1 we know, we can write it as delta T, change in time. So what is that right hand side tell you now? V into delta T. Can you think of what it is? Let me write, or I will give you an hint. Can you think of the definition of velocity? What it is? Say, we know velocity equals rate of displacement, delta x by delta t. Therefore, I write that, we know that V equals delta x by delta t, or delta x can be written as V into delta t. Observe, area is V delta t, delta x is also V delta t. Therefore, say area under VT graph will give you delta x, or simply we can say area under VT graph will give us the displacement. Area under VT graph will give us the displacement. There is another usage of VT graph where we can calculate the displacement. If it is written as speed time graph, we can calculate the distance traveled by using this type of graphs. So area is displacement or distance traveled. These are the two uses of VT graph. That is, one, first to find the acceleration, second one to find the area. That is to find the distance or displacement. So these are the two things using which we need to learn now an important part of this chapter, what we call as equations of motion. So we start with that idea. I hope all of you got this. This again a 3 marks question in the board exam. They may ask you to show that area under VT graph gives the displacement. You are supposed to do this derivation. Again, what are the steps to remember this derivation? First, figure. Figure for uniform velocity. Just remember like that. Second one, area. Last one, the displacement definition or velocity definition. So observe, by remembering this and recollecting or thinking or creating a movie in your mind for these 3 steps. Figure, first step. Figure means as soon as you know you are supposed to prove area is displacement. Figure means what you get in your mind. It is a figure for uniform velocity case. So if you want, you can, as soon as you get that question in your mind, uniform velocity, just get that also in your mind. Second one, area, second important point from which it will give you an hint to calculate the area. Then third one, definition of velocity, velocity definition. Finally, conclusion. These are the 4 steps what you can use to recollect the ideas, recollect the complete derivation. What you are supposed to do, how to learn this, just go through it once, then keep away all your books and close your eyes. Try to remember each step and corresponding figure or corresponding steps in your mind. Do it like that 3 or 4 times till you get complete idea within 1 or 2 minutes. Then definitely you will not forget this at any moment. You can do it at any moment. Even say at this moment if I ask you, you can write that if you practice like this. So these are the 2 important first derivations what we did in today's session only, or in the coming sessions we do many more derivations. But all those things, you will just leave the habit of writing it again by looking at it. That's a wrong thing. Even if you write 100 times by looking at it, it is a waste. Instead of that, what you do, just simply sit without opening any book or anything. Try to recollect like this. Try to imagine you as though you are writing on the book, each step and what are the details there. If you practice like this for few times, 2 or 3 times, now you have enough time as you are in your house and you can do this type of exercises. And these are not the thing what I am saying. These are all the routes what we follow, what toppers also follow. That is, one who wants to, or one who is going to stand on the top ranking list of competitive examinations or board examinations, they always do this type of thing. Knowingly or unknowingly, they do this type of thing. Therefore, you must practice this type of method instead of writing by looking at it again and again. That's a wastage of time and all those things. So please make a practice like this. So with these things now, we start with next concept. what we call as equations of motion. So what are the equations of motion? As its name suggests, equation of motion. Motion means the object moving. Say a moving object is characterized by, say, few factors. What are the things which characterize the moving object? Few things. Its position and its initial velocity, its final velocity after time t second, distance covered or displacement, say xf minus x. If you want, you can take x naught as the initial velocity, initial position, like that. So, and also the acceleration of the object, all these things. Say these are what we think of regarding a moving object. Initial velocity, initial position, final position, velocity, final velocity after time t second, and displacement or distance traveled. So, the equations which connect all of them or few of them are called as equations of motion. We learn what are the equations which connect them. You already learnt in your 9th standard most probably. What is that? Say you learned 3 equations. We start deriving them one by using the graph. Say, first equation V equals U plus AT. In my notes or in the textbook, we use V naught instead of U. Let's not bother. You can use U or V naught. Both will designate the initial velocity. First equation. Second equation. Say S is equal to ut plus half at square. Say displacement equation. S is displacement, U is initial velocity, T is time, A is acceleration. So last equation, V square equals U square plus 2AS. If you can remember, all these 3 you learnt in your 9th standard NCERT textbook in your school. So now you are supposed to get these equations by using VT graph. After that derivation, we will generate one more mathematics, new mathematics, the second part of calculus, and there we derive again these things that we think of later on. For the time being, we want to derive these 3 equations by using VT graph. For all these 3 equations, I take a simple one single type of graph. Can you recognize? I write that. Say this is V, this is T, and our curve like this. What does it indicate? At 0, it is having some velocity. I call it as U. So this is a situation in which the object starts with initial velocity, moving with uniform acceleration because it's slant line, it has slope. So it is a object or it is a graph showing the object's motion which starts with initial velocity and move with uniform acceleration. So using this curve, we start learning these 3 derivations one by one. Say first derivation is for 3 marks, remaining 2 are guaranteed for the board exam, 5 marks exams, that we think 5 marks for that each derivation, that we think of later on. First we prove first thing, V equals U plus AT. Say, what is the initiation for that? Very simple. Look at the equation. What are the terms there? V, U, A and T. Say, how to get the idea of deriving this? V, U, A, T. Only 4 things are there. So, which definition, what we learned till now, will include all these 4 terms that you are supposed to think. Say, you are supposed to ask a question, which definition involves all these 4? I hope if you can put your mind into work, your brain into work, you will get that. What is that? Which includes all these 4 terms in a single definition. What is it? Can you think of? If you don't get, I'll just write down. Acceleration definition. What it is? Change in velocity, rate of change in velocity, change of velocity or change in velocity divided by time taken. Divided by time. Say what is change in velocity? Final velocity minus initial velocity by time. So that is A. Now, if you are clever in maths, you can tell me what to do next. Because we want to get V equals U plus AT. You just cross multiply it, you will get the final answer. I cross multiply it, AT equals V minus U. Therefore, V equals U plus AT. We got the first derivation. Very simple derivation. You are supposed to get this. So, I will just go through it once. Again, to derive V equals U plus AT, we started with a graph, VT graph, of an object starting with initial velocity, moving with uniform acceleration, and for that I took a slope there. Slope means I write down that now. You are supposed to complete the graph. Say, if you want, you can call this as point A, B, C, D, like this. Now, slope means A, B, C. We write that. A, we got this. But here I fill up one thing. Slope of this graph equals BC by AC, change on y-axis by change on x-axis. BC, as we can see from this graph, say this overall thing is V, and yes, it's BC by AC. BC is V, this is V, and this is U. What is BC now? B to C means V minus U there. And what is AC there? Say A to C. This distance is nothing but time difference T. Therefore, BC by AC, we have substituted everything here. Say here you can write, we know that slope equals acceleration, and from that you can complete this. Say this derivation, now we generate the steps. Before that we go for it once again. We considered a graph of object starting with initial velocity moving with uniform acceleration like this, and we know from our idea slope of VT graph gives acceleration. For that I have taken slope BC by AC. So this slope is nothing but acceleration, and according to this BC is change in velocity, because here V minus U, and time taken. So we have proved it like this. Slope BC by AC, change in velocity in the graph. A is nothing but, BC is nothing but change in velocity V minus U, and divided by time taken, we got this. So this is first derivation. We need to use the same graph for the second derivation. S is equal to ut plus half eta square.